Hi guys, hi Room 26 kiddos. Okay, we're going to pick up where we last left off and we're going to continue reading The One and Only Ivan. But since I'm in a room by myself, I'm going to take off my shield and I can take off my mask. When I'm in a classroom with you guys and with other students and other people like Miss Mildred and Miss April, I leave my mask on. Remember, that keeps us safe because when I have to cough or sneeze, it my mask protects everybody else from what I'm coughing. But I can take it off now. Because I'm in the room. I'm in a room by myself. I'm in the sensory room right now. So I can take it off and I can read to you guys. So you can hear me better. But we're going to continue reading. We're on the fourth section of The One and Only Ivan. And last we left off, we had been introduced to Ivan. Who is what? What kind of animal is Ivan? He is I said I'm a silverback teacher. He is a silverback gorilla. He's an older gorilla. He's got some gray hairs. And we have Stella, who's his friend. She's an elephant. He has Bob. Remember Bob is the little dog that just kind of sleeps in his cage with him? We have Mac. Mac runs the roadside attraction, the mall where Ivan lives. And we have Julia and George. I love Julia. Julia's his friend. Julia is a little girl who likes to draw, remember? I'm going to show you a picture of Julia. Here's Julia. Julia likes to sit on the bench and just kind of hang it, even though she can't really talk to Ivan, she likes to just kind of hang out with Ivan. And she likes to draw. And she gave Ivan a crayon, and come to find out, Ivan likes to draw too. So that's something they have in common. And so last we left off, Mac gave George is Julia's father. And Julia's father comes to clean up the mall after all the people leave. And he gave him a $20 bill and said, hey, go buy the kids some more crayons. So this is after George and Julia leave and Mac leave. And the next chapter is called Not Sleeping. Stella, I say after Julia and her father go home, I can't sleep. Of course you can, she says. You are the king of sleepers. Shh, Bob says from his perch on my belly. I'm dreaming about chili fries. I'm tired, I say, but I'm not sleepy. What are you tired of? Stella asks. I think for a while. It's hard to put into words. Gorillas are not complainers. We're dreamers and poets and philosophers and nap takers. I don't know exactly. I kick at my tire swing. I think I may be a little tired of my domain. Remember we said domain was kind of like where he lives. Our domain is our house. That's because it's a cage, Bob tells me. Bob is not always tactful. I know, Stella says. It's a very small domain. And you're a very big gorilla, Bob adds. Stella, I ask. Yes. I notice you were limping more than usual today. Is your leg bothering you? Just a little, Stella answers. I sigh. Bob resettles. His ears flick. He drools a bit, but I don't mind. I'm used to it. Try eating something, Stella says. That always makes you happy. I eat an old brown carrot. It doesn't help, but I don't tell Stella. She needs to sleep. You could try remembering a good day, Stella suggests. That's what I do when I can't sleep. Stella remembers every moment since she was born, every scent, every sunset, every slight, every victory. You know I can't remember much, I say. There's a difference, Stella says gently, between can't remember and won't remember. That's true, I admit. Not remembering can be difficult, but I've had a lot of time to work on it. Memories are precious, Stella adds. They help tell us who we are. Try remembering all your keepers. You always liked Carl, the one with the harmonica. Carl. Yes. I remember how he gave me a coconut when I was still a juvenile. It took me all day to open it. I try to recall other keepers I have known, the humans who cleaned my domain and prepared my food and sometimes kept me company. There was one who poured Pepsi into my waiting mouth, and Katrina, who used to poke me with a broom when I was sleeping, and Ellen, who sang, "How much is that monkey in the window?" with a sad smile while she scrubbed my water bowl. And there was Gerald, who once brought me a box of fat, sweet strawberries. Gerald was my favorite keeper. I haven't had a real keeper in a long time. Max says he doesn't have the money to pay for an babysitter. These days, George cleans my cage, and Mac is the one who feeds me. When I think about all the people who have taken care of me, mostly it's Mac that I recall. Day in, day out, year after year. Mac, who bought me and raised me and says I'm no longer cute. As if a silverback could ever be cute. Moonlight falls on the frozen carousel, on the silent popcorn stand, on the stall of leather belts that smell like long gone cows. The heavy work of Stella's breathing sounds like the wind in trees, and I wait for sleep to find me. The beetle. Matt gives me a new black crayon and a fresh pile of paper. It's time to work again. I smell the crayon. I roll it in my hands. I press the sharp point against my palm. There's nothing I love more than a new crayon. I like new crayons too. I search my domain for something to draw. What is black? An old banana peel would work, but I've eaten them all. Knot Tag is brown. Remember, Knot Tag is his stuffed animal, okay? My little pool is blue. The yogurt raisin I'm saving for this afternoon is white, at least on the outside. Something moves in the corner. I have a visitor. A shiny beetle has stopped by. Bugs often wander through my domain on their way to somewhere else. "Hello, beetle," I say. He freezes silent. Bugs never want to chat. The beetle's an attractive bug with a body like a glossy nut. He's black as a starless night. That's it. I'll draw him. It's hard making a picture of something new. I don't get the chance that often. But I try. I look at the beetle, who's being kind enough not to move, then back at my paper. I draw his body, his legs, his little antenna, his sour expression. I'm lucky. The beetle stays all day. Usually bugs don't linger when they visit. I'm beginning to wonder if he's feeling all right. Bob, who's been known to munch on bugs from time to time, offers to eat 'em. I tell Bob, that won't be necessary. I'm just finishing my last picture when Mac returns. George and Julia are with him. Mac enters my domain and picks up a drawing. "What the heck is this?" he asks. Beats me what Ivan thinks he's drawing. This is a picture of nothing. A big black nothing. Julia's standing just outside my domain. "Can I see?" she asks. Mac holds my picture up to the window. Julia tilts her head and squeezes one eye shut. Then she opens her eye and scans my domain. "I know," she exclaims. "It's a beetle. See the beetle over there in Ivan's pool?" "Man, I just sprayed this place for bugs." Mac walks over to the beetle and lifts his foot. Before Mac can stomp the beetle skitters away, disappearing through the crack in a wall. Mac turns back to my drawings. "So you figure this is a beetle, huh?" "If you say so, kid." "Oh, that's a beetle for sure," Julia says, smiling at me. "I know a beetle when I see one." It's nice, I think, having a fellow artist around. I'm glad Julia knows what he's drawing. That's nice when people understand you, isn't it? And Julia understands Ivan. That's a good thing. Change. Stella is the first to notice the change, but soon we all feel it. A new animal is coming to the Big Top Mall. How do we know this? Because we listen, we watch, and most of all, we sniff the air. Humans always smell odd when change is in the air, like rotten meat with a hint of papaya. It's an odd smell. Guessing, Bob fears our new neighbor will be a giant cat with slitted eyes and a coiled tail. But Stella says a truck will arrive this afternoon carrying a baby elephant. How do you know? I ask. I sample the air, but all I smell is caramel corn. I love caramel corn. I can hear her, Stella says. She's crying for her mother. I listen. I hear the chorus charging past. I hear the snore of the sun bears in their wire domain. But I don't hear any elephants. You're just hoping, I say. Stella closes her eyes. No, she says softly. Not hoping. Not at all. I wonder why Stella wouldn't want a baby elephant there. I wonder what Stella knows. Jumbo. My TV is off, so while we wait for the new neighbor, I ask Stella to tell us a story. Stella rubs her right front foot against her wall. Her foot is swollen again, an ugly deep red. If you're not feeling well, Stella, I say, you could take a nap and tell us a story later. I'm fine, she says, and she carefully shifts her weight. Tell us the Jumbo story, I say. It's a favorite of mine. I don't think Bob has ever heard it. Because she remembers everything, Stella knows many stories. I like colorful tales with black beginnings and stormy middles and cloudless blue sky endings. But any story will do. I'm not in a position to be picky. Once upon a time, Stella begins, there was a human boy. He was visiting a gorilla family at a place called a zoo. What's a zoo? Bob asks. He's a street smart dog, but there's much he hasn't seen. A good zoo, Stella says, is a large domain, a wild cage, a safe place to be. It has room to roam and humans don't hurt. She pauses, considering her words. A good zoo is how humans make amends. Stella moves a bit, groaning softly. The boy stood on a wall, she continues, watching, pointing, but he lost his balance and fell into a wild cage. Humans are clumsy, I interrupt. If only they would knuckle walk, they wouldn't topple so often. Stella nods. A good point, Ivan. In any case, the boy lay in a motionless heap while the humans gasped and cried. The silverback, whose name was Jumbo, examined the boy, as it was his duty, while his troop watched from a safe distance. Jumbo stroked the child gently. He smelled the boy's pain. Then he stood watch. When the boy awoke, his humans cried out, Stay still! Don't move! Because they were certain humans were always certain about things, that Jumbo would just crush the boy's life from him. The boy moaned, Oh. The crowd waited, hushed, expecting the worst. Jumbo led his troop away. Men came down on ropes and whisked the child to waiting arms. Was the boy all right? Bob asked. Oh, he wasn't hurt, Stella says, although I wouldn't be surprised if his parents hugged him many times at night in between the scoldings. Bob, who has been chewing his tail, pauses, tilting his head. Is that a true story? I always tell the truth, Stella replies, although I sometimes confuse the facts. Lucky. I've heard the Jumbo story many times. Stella says that humans found it odd that the huge silverback didn't kill the boy. Why, I wonder? Was that so surprising? The boy was young and scared and alone. He was, after all, just another great ape. Bob nudges me with his cold nose. Ivan, he says, why aren't you and Stella in a zoo? I look at Stella, and she looks at me. She smiles sadly with her eyes. Just a little, the only way elephants can do. Just lucky, I guess, she says. Okay, and that's where we're going to stop, and then we're going to continue. We're going to read some more in a little bit, okay? So come back for it'll be the 5th video of the one and only Ivan. Bye, guys. See y'all in a bit.